Good afternoon. Yeah, I wasn't going to get on here this early and do this. I was going to pray some more, and even now as I speak to you, I realize not to really go at this and do this like out of anger or anything like that, because that's the wrong way to take and do things. But what made me go ahead and get on there and do it now, doing this right now, is because I heard in the spirit realm, Uri. And I know that anytime that I hear that word Uri, that was referring back to two women that are gay or either lesbians. That's linked. That word is linked to the spirit of homosexuality with women. Uri, it's a spirit. Anyway, when I heard that and I thought about what come to me, this would come to me when I was praying. And I was fighting, and I know that Uri, the spirit of Uri and Ivan, I know that they're connected now. Now, this is what happened today when I was praying, when I went to go pray. And I have been fighting to pray, struggling to pray. Today is 9/30/2024, 12:38 noon. I fought with the spirit of Ivan as I prayed. Okay, now listen to Ivan, Uri. And as I did, I could still hear about beware of celebrating Halloween. I was told about seven storms that would be forming between that would be forming. I'm saying it wrong. That would be forming in these three areas, between these three areas, the Pacific, Gulf, and Atlantic Sea. Uh, that this month coming will be a sign for us. I said I don't trust what I hear when the spirit of Ivan is present, Lord. So I was letting the Lord know. I said I don't trust what I'm hearing right now because I'm picking up the spirit of Ivan. Little did I know that Uri was present too. Okay, come to find this out later. Okay. So as this happened, the spirit was bind. Now pay attention, the spirit was bind. Okay, now pay attention to what I'm going to say. I then was told for the second time about Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 to 12, and to read it 3 times. I was told it earlier, but like I said, I really wasn't trusting anything that I was saying. I then seen storms in the Gulf, as I was told, is the Atlantic and the Pacific again, same thing again. But I began to see a area that looked like Jamaica, Haiti, and all them islands just together. I began to see a storm that was coming, a real bad one that was coming, that was going through all these islands, not just one, across all of them, like it was hitting all of them. Okay, I began to see this. Okay, seeing storms that look like they crisscross one. They crisscross one another. Like one storm was going this way, and then another one was coming across going this way. And the path that it was taking, was like one storm was coming out of the Gulf, going up the United States, like hitting Florida or either Alabama going up, then another one coming across Gulf, either hitting Louisiana or Texas, and then another one coming across. I just went to seeing storm after storm, and even one that was coming from the Pacific, coming across Mexico, coming up in. So I went to seeing like they was crisscross one another, one after another, crossing the path of the other. It seemed. I then seen what looked like a storm going up and down, or I was writing fast, or I can't understand. I was writing too fast. Storm going up and down, or turning, or turning back again. Not for sure. It didn't. It didn't make sense, but was told about, remember the storm that did this before. And I was reminded about a storm that hit. and went out and turned and hit again. I seen a lot of gold vessels in the spirit realm. Okay. Now, I went back and, because what I took a post earlier, I was saying, look at the times and stuff that I had wrote down and how God is giving confirmation in different ways. He's speaking to us, through worldly events. And that's another reason why I'm on here. And I want to say before I get off in here, please, if family members or two young girls see this, I'm not trying to take and use a situation like that in a wrong or evil way. I'm just trying to do what's being put in my heart and being revealed to me. I'm sorry for y'all loss. Children are special, very special. They are the future. But this is a sign. So please forgive me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm sorry for y'all loss. Okay. I have two daughters myself, so I feel y'all, I do. But this is another reason I got on, and I know that people sitting in the spirit realm, these witches and these warlocks, and they listen and they're trying to manipulate things. Now, I was already told at the beginning of this year and last year about the storms and the hurricanes was going to get worse, and this was going to happen, this was going to happen. I've been told, giving heads up on stuff like this, so I'm not just coming on now talking about it, but the seventh thing, okay? The seventh thing is what got me. Not saying that God can't do it, but the seventh thing is what really got me, because this thing that I'm getting ready to talk about right now between these two, what happened to these two young girls here in Tellin, Michigan, where the 13-year-old sister, where the 13-year-old sister took and stabbed to death the 7-year-old sister, they say. They say. That's what they say that's happened. And this what I did when I went to look it up to see if what was really being said was true. I ended up pulling up, a 13-year-old girl that supposed to have stabbed a 7-year-old sister and killed her. So, a couple of things came up where it was being reported on Channel 7 News and, other places and whatnot. But there's one really caught my attention right here, and it's by Mitchell Widows. I can't pronounce it. Wittells Widows. Okay, the News and the Observer. The News and the Observer. I guess it's the place where they work for. And now need y'all to hear this right here. Okay, to hear this right here. It says, at 1:06 p.m. on 9/28/2024, 13-year-old girl stabbed little sister to death, Taylor, Michigan. Now, this is what comes from out of there. And I'm sitting up there and I'm thinking to myself, and I know that now the spirit of Ivan and the spirit of Uri, they sitting in the spirit realm. And they know when it's hit me, my mind automatically just right off the back say this a warning. This a big warning. Because I just got through talking to y'all in the video on a loop where I showed y'all that the 16 breaks down to 7 and the 16, pay attention, and the 16 breaks down to 7, and that God was getting ready to bring something into completion that he wanted to take and do in the man. Now watch this. Now look how Satan is sending a sign out to his people about what he want to do by using these babies. And that's why when it came to me about in here about beware of celebrating Halloween, because remember, prayer started out like this. I fought with the spirit of Ivan as I prayed and as I did, I could still hear about beware of celebrating Halloween. I was told about 7 storms. So here it is. Pay attention to this. Now, we know how the enemy can take and mix truth with what he want to do, okay? add a little truth in it and take and mix it around, okay? Now, I'm not saying that it's coming from God. All I'm saying is that I know at the particular time I had when I went into the prayer that I was fighting with the spirit of Ivan. I didn't know that the spirit of Uri was present. Okay, I didn't find this out till later after I was sitting and I was just thinking, coming up out of my prayer, I'm just thinking about all of this stuff like, okay, Lord, if this is you and you telling me to say this, you know what I mean? Videos barely get out, but I can't worry about that. All I got to worry about, if it's you, I got to tell it. I got to speak it, not to make the mistakes that I made before and not speak it. And at the same time, the enemy knows this. So, it's not that I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. I'm caught with knowing that the two young girls is a warning, and if we pay attention, it was a 7-year-old girl that was killed. Now I'm being told about 7 storms. So the question is this really God? Or is this the enemy trying to send a message out to his people? See, we got to pay attention to this all around the back, because God is was speaking to me in Luke about what he was getting ready to do in the man. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. Okay? The same day that I take, or the next day after I take and release that video about this, the very next day this happened with a 7-year-old girl. If you go back to the video that I did on the 17th, I speaks about signs and symbols being for the conscious mind. Then I take and I revealed to y'all about how in 1969 UK approved abortions. Pay attention to this. First one. Second one, Canada and UK in 1967, forgive me, approved abortion. Canada, the second one, the middle. In 1969, they approved abortion. So you got 1967, 1969, and then in 1973, United States of America approved abortion. Then I showed y'all how that the 67 breaks down to 13. The 13, catch this, breaks down to 13. 67 breaks down to 13. Please pay attention to this pattern. 67 breaks down to 13. 13-year-old girl. The 13 breaks down to a 4. 13 breaks down to a 4. Now watch this. That's the first hookup. 13-year-old girl kills a 7-year-old sister. Now watch that, the end of this. 1969 breaks down to 15. 15 breaks down to 6. But you don't get the 7 in the middle. You end up getting the 7 in the end, because 73 breaks down to 10, then 10 breaks down to 1. So I've always taught, I'm not just doing this now, I've been doing this ever since I've been doing this. You got 2 halves to a 3-way number. So first half will be 4 and 6. The second half will be 6 and 1. Okay? Now, if you take and you break down that number, okay, or take and add the 2 numbers together, the 6 and the 1 is 7. We already did it with doing the 46 plus the 1 is 47. Now look how it's taking and repeating, and that happened Saturday. Pay attention. Remember 13. 13 was the first number to show from the 67. The 13 is in the middle, y'all. Please get this. The 6 comes at the end. So we got the 13 in the middle, but the 6 in the end from the 15. We got three places that's being shown here. So we do the middle, because it's always been about the middle. The 15 is in the middle from the 69. 3 places, Genesis 3 and 15. The day before, okay, the day before I took and I did the video on Friday, I wish I can pull it up, 111 came out, triple ones in Michigan. Where do you find 111 at? You find it in Genesis 3 and 15. There's exactly 111 letters in Genesis 3 and 15. Pay attention. UK, Canada, United States. That's 3. The middle number from that is 15, because 69 breaks down to 15. 6 plus 9 is 15. So you got the 15 right there with the 3. Genesis 3 and 15. Day before 111 come out. Okay? Go back and look it up. Just trying to give y'all the signs of them. Now, let me go and do this before I lose y'all. Don't want to lose y'all. And Genesis 3 and 15 talks about the battle between good and evil. Satan's seed and a woman's seed. Now, I'm getting ready to take y'all a little farther off in this. I ain't talking about this deep stuff because I want y'all to get this warning. I don't know if that was really God speaking. I'm going to be honest about it. About these storms. I know what I've been seeing. I know what I've been told before. Okay? Do I believe that God is warning us about Halloween? Yes. With all my heart. Do I believe what happened to them young girls was a sign? More than a sign. It's more than a sign. How can something be more than a sign? It's a warning. Big warning. Big warning. Because Satan is allowed to get inside, being allowed to get in our young children's mind and have our young children do stuff like that. Remember, the first one was UK, and the middle number you get from that is 13. That's the middle number that you get from that. Okay? Now, if we take and we go to just take and do the numbers, the ending numbers from UK and come on, Jesus. From the UK and Canada, you get 4 and 6. If you go to Genesis 4 and 6, yeah, don't make this long. Come on, Genesis 4 and 6. Now look what's being said in Genesis 4 and 6. We're gonna go one up and one down. We need to hear this. We need to hear this. Genesis 4 and 6. Because I'm going to take you right back to Genesis 4 from out of this, what happened. Okay, now watch it. Genesis 4 and 6, it says, and the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? Now God is trying to talk to Cain, telling Cain that he will be accepted just like his brother Abel if his heart was right. Same thing God's saying to us. We'll be accepted. You know, things that we do, he'll bless us and do all that if our hearts are right. You get the 4 and the 6 is the last 2 numbers from that. What presidency is we in right now? 46. We know there's things that they embrace that goes against what God says. The United States is the last one, 73, that breaks down to 10, that breaks down to 1. And you add that to the 46, that's 47. So the coming presidency is 47. Now we go down, we read the 7th verse. Look what it says. 4 and 7. If thou doest well, should thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lies at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire. Unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Okay? And thou shalt rule over him. Who shall rule over him? Sin. So we being given a warning flat out, because if we take and we see here in chapter 4, we read in verse 4 and 6. We can go up 1 to 5, because that's the way we're supposed to do it. Verse 5 says, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fallen. Why was it? Because it didn't come from his heart. Okay? It didn't come from his heart. So he's dealing with the heart, and I know that he's trying to deal with President Trump, so we're going to go full fight. And I'm hoping that he's willing to hear. Remember when the bullet hit, it hit his ear. Okay? Hit his ear here. Blood come down from his ear. 8:15 plays for blood. That was the day my brothers in K, Alfonso Porter was diagnosed with cancer. I was right there with him when the doctor said it. I was there. Me and him. That's the same day that Donald Trump buried his brother. 8:15. That plays for blood. Okay? Well, I know it's a worldly hookup, but God he's speaking. Now let's go forward with this. I didn't show the 4 and the 5, which the 5 wasn't in there. But we had the 4 and 6 and we had the 4 and 7. That's in there. So that's saying something else too. But I'm not gonna go there. Let's just do this with the young girl and God speaking through us through abortion, okay, with these young girls. Now, we just showed this, okay? Now, 13 and 7, right? Now, we're getting ready to do this 2 ways. The time that they said that the police was called, the dispatch called to the police and sent them out, or the call came in, was at 1:06 p.m., according to this. Now, the 106th verse in the Bible is this, and this is what God is saying to us. If this time is true. If this time is true. Okay, so 1:06 p.m. The 106th verse is this. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. Okay? Remember the heart. God want our hearts to be right. God wanted us to seek him. He wants us to be a living sacrifice. Cain's sacrifice would be accepted if his heart was right. There's a lot of things that they embrace in the Democrats that's not right. And I know I was told that we was going to have a first woman president. I know I was told that God said he's going to fed up, he's going to give them what they want. I know I was told all that, but I also know this, that God has given us warning so we can get things right. Now here it is again. Watch this. Remember the videos that I just spoke to y'all about? I talked about this. I talked about the 3 sevens, right? Ain't no coincidences. Ain't none. None. Remember God's word. Remember, I talked about the 3 sevens, and that was Luke. Okay? I talked about that. Talked about it again Saturday. I showed you how the 3 sevens come out with the 9 Saturday. Okay? I even wrote it down myself. Now watch this. 13-year-old girl, they say, killed her sister. 13-7. So you got 137. You got 137. Watch this. Watch this. Sign something for the conscious mind. 137. The 137th verse is Genesis chapter 5, verse 31. And we're gonna make sure that we got this right. Okay? The 106th verse is Genesis chapter 4 and 26. Add 31 on to that, you get 137. That brings us to Genesis chapter 5, verse 31. Now pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. Here we go. Sign something for the conscious mind. And all the days of Lamech was 777 years, and he died. 777. Watch this. In the 137th verse, 13-year-old girl, 7-year-old sister. 137. 137th verse, it says, sounds simple. 137th verse, it says, which is Genesis chapter 5, verse 31, it says, and all the days of Lamech was 777, and he died. 777. I talked about that video Saturday. I talk about that in the video Friday. Okay? Now, here it is. We just sit up there and we found where two young girls that this happened with gives us the 137th verse, which talks about the 3 sevens. I talked to y'all about anytime the 3 sevens come together or you see the number 21 is what comes after. Don't watch the video. I ain't just talking about this now. No coincidence. What comes after? What come after Lamech that happened with Lamech? God and Noah get together and Noah builds an ark. We're in the days of Noah right now. Sign. Okay? Now, y'all saying no. Now watch this. Watch how big of a sign this is. This verse is verse 31. You turn 31 around, what do you get? Told y'all about the frontwards and backwards. You get 13. Oh, you can't do that. That ain't ditch that. No, I'm finna show you how this is speaking to us in a powerful way. Real powerful way. Okay? Now watch this. You get 31, right? You turn 31 around, right? And 31 is 13, right? That's the young girl. They're supposed to have the sister, right? Now, this when it says Lamech, okay, was 777 years old and he died. This is said in 16 words. Let me make sure so I ain't making no mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 words. I talked to y'all about the 8th verse, the 16th verse, 16th verse, the 28th verse. And I told y'all about how the number 878 showed up there and how the 7 meant completion and God was getting ready to bring the 7 to completion. Look how the enemy is trying to use our kids to show the flip side and send a message out to his people. By using our babies and trying to use our babies again with this Halloween stuff. Okay, so I understand why that's coming to me. Okay, now, if you take and you break the 16 down, what do you get? You get 7. You get 7. So you get 13-year-old girl and a 7-year-old girl. Y'all saying no, okay. I'm not going to argue with y'all. Let's watch this then. If we break the 31 down, if we just leave it at 31, we break that down, we get 4. If we break the 16 down, we get 7. So we get to 47. Where else do we get to 47 at? In this presidency that's coming up, because one of them going to be the 47th president. Sign. Okay? Where else do we get to 47 at? If you add up the numbers with that, with the UK, with Canada and the US, you get the final number from the 67 is 4. The final number from Canada is 6. I just showed y'all. The final number from the US is 73 is 10. Okay, let's do it. 67 breaks down to 13. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 3 equals 4. That's final number. So you got the 4. Okay? And you had the 13 of them and you got the 4. Nothing can change that. 4. Here it is. 69 breaks down to 15, which we get Genesis 3 and 15. Okay? But break the 15 down, that's 6. That's 46. That's the presidency we in now. Sign. United States, 73. 73 breaks down to 10. 10 breaks down to 1. Add the 1 onto the 46, that's 47. So here it is. This incident takes you back to Bible verses that bring you right up to the present right now. And right up to God saying he wants us to take and turn our hearts to him. Can't get away from it. Okay? I'm not going to hold y'all up. I'm finna go on here and end this. But to you women that want me to take and agree with it, that both of y'all are supposed to be with it, or one another's spirit of Uri, I don't embrace same-sex marriage. I don't embrace women being with women or men being with men. I used to be like a lot of people and said to each his own. But I found out how foul that spirit is. Anytime you try to change somebody's mind like mine and try to put a thought in my mind about a man, then that's when you have crossed the line way beyond. Because my mind, if I can get away with it to keep from being in hell, and I knew that God's grace would cover the kind of foul stuff that come through my mind sometimes, I'm going to be honest about it. I love women. And some of them, I can get away with some of the things that used to come to me, that now, with the help of God, I've been able to second subdue it. That's how I know that the spirit is evil, wicked, and foul. If I could touch a woman's hand, memories could come back up to me and how pleasurable that was, be able to hold a woman and do that, and how I miss that. Or if I can hug them, or if I can just look at one of them and find joy in my eye and know that it's right. But you try to put a thought in my mind to embrace what it is that you embracing, or maybe I might be, it's a problem. And that's what our children are battling with right now. With people trying to do that stuff to them. It's a spirit, y'all. Trust me, it's a spirit. And if we say to God, and I'm hoping and praying, and I haven't been praying for President Trump like I'm supposed to. I haven't. Or Kamala Harris, because it's by right we should be praying for both of them. By right we should be. And I'm going to give this one more warning before I get off of here. When this thing first started to ramp up about the border, this ain't a lie. Y'all that have discernment would know that I'm not lying. I was saying, okay, they getting ready to try to make it where the lower class people, especially us, the people of African descent and stuff like, where we going to end up fighting against one another. Now pay attention to this. I said this years ago. I said it's going to end up being clashes like that. Now, if we pay attention, you see how they done let a lot of the people come over and they using this thing about gangs. Yes, a lot of the gang members are coming over too, but just pay attention to the whole scenario. Okay? How they coming in and moving into the neighborhoods and taking over. But if you pay attention, most of the places that they keep on talking about, they're moving into and taking over with is African American. Where they at? So here it is. We can kill two stones at one time. Don't let this go over your heads. Don't let this go over your heads. Two stones at one time. Okay? So what we got to do is have the common sense and not feed off. And I'm not telling y'all brothers in Chicago, New York, and whatnot, not to protect yourself. I know how the Turco thing go. I've been in the game. I know. I know how that go. My spot just down there. I know how it go. But I need y'all to take both sides, to look at what they're really trying to do. They knew this before they let y'all cross the borders. My Venezuelan brothers and Mexican brothers, they knew it before they let y'all cross. My African brothers, they knew it before they let them in. Don't be deceived, y'all. Don't be deceived by this. I'm finna tell y'all something else too. God been showing me for the last few years black vessels that been coming in here, and it's a certain type of black vessel that's been coming in. These vessels are soul collectors. They collect souls. I've only seen a white vessel maybe once or twice in the last year. I know when that vessel shows up, it can do the same thing too. Usually most of the one souls that's pulled in there is the direct. You know what I mean? But these other ones that's taking it pulled into that, I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but I can tell you this. When I see them like that, they come and they get souls. Same thing with the white vessel, but it's something about the white vessel that's different. I'm talking about real different. Okay? Now, the vessels started to increase. More of them began to increase in February, March, April, and then even two great big ones come in July. Pay attention to this over there, not just in the Middle East, not just in Ukraine, but this right here. Okay? With the gang members being let in, going into the church where the brothers at and all that. Pay attention to all of it. Pay attention to the things that we voting for the leaders for, some for abortion. So, okay? I want y'all also pay attention to this. And I told my ex-pastor, Pastor Grant, he allowed me to come in and talk to him, and I'm glad that he did, because I wasn't looking for them to allow me to make the appointment. I'm glad he did. I'm glad that he had an open heart to hear what I had to say. You know what I mean? I'm just glad about it. But I told him if y'all watch the video, he'll let y'all know that I told him 2019 and then again 2020 that I was seeing black vortexes or black whirlwinds in the church. I told him I said, Pastor, I'm seeing it. At this time we was at the old church of Zion Hope, but I told him I'm even seeing it while we was still in the old church over in the new. Okay, and I was seeing these vortexes, these black. But I'm coming to find out that what they really are black wormholes. I'm coming to understand that now. And right now they turning violently and they're inside the churches again, and it's going inwards with a whole lot of force now in the churches. Okay, and my eyes been opening up to this. I don't want to lie, since about around the same time, February, March. And I'm at least having this vision at least once or twice a month while I'm seeing this now. Okay? And the last time I didn't understand when I was seeing in the church, and both the new and the old church, and I seen the Bishop T.D. Church, Bishop I was seeing in all these churches. I didn't understand then that it was meaning the closing of church and death. I didn't understand that. But now here it is. I had to understand about these certain black vessels that show up. I know that they got to do with death and collecting souls. I know that when these vortexes turn up in the church, or these black holes turn in the church, I know that means death. Okay? I understand that now. Took me a while to get that understanding. So just pay attention to everything that I just said here, y'all. Okay? And like I said, they know. We got to stop letting them use us as pawns and puppets. And we got to let God know that we trust him, we trust his word. Because one thing I'm not going to be doing, unless God, it got to be God coming down here just, hey, I'm going to use her just down there to me. Other than that, I'm definitely not voting for her. And it's not because I don't like her or I don't think that she can be used by God. It's just that I can't go against what his word is saying. They flat out going against what's written in here. Right now, I can't vote for Donald Trump either. But right now, my heart is being tugged on to take and do it because of what's being revealed to me, especially through these two young girls. It's being tugged that way. But I know the spirit that I see there too. But I know I also was told that God would deal with him if he didn't listen. So I'm being pulled that way because of that. And because this goes all the way back to the time when my brother was diagnosed with cancer. I don't like a lot of things that he said. I tried to warn him back in 2018 when that was going on with Colin Kaepernick. Just like I'm trying to warn him now. You cannot, President Trump, you cannot make America great again without making God the center of it, the middle of it. Jesus hung up on the cross between a thief and a murderer. He has to be the middle. You can't fix anything without his help. Please get that. And y'all that's around him, please help him to get that. Stop making it about self. So many people want to vote for you, but they're scared about some of the things that you say. A lot of us know we can't go against this word. So a lot of us just rather not vote. And we know that you might need these votes. Let us hear, let us know that you hear what God is saying about stopping the dumb stuff. We know you the one that was pushing on the thing on the border. We know that. We didn't know that you was the one that was fighting for the people to have a right to take and pick and choose, because these states that approve this abortion, the storms and stuff that's going to hit there, it's going to be all kinds of unnatural disasters. You can't penetrate the matrix without being punished in the wrong way. You can't. And them demons then got to the point now where they ain't satisfied with just getting a little drink. They want to drink all day long. Adam means blood. So that right there tells you something. It's real precious about the blood. And when you stick something up in there and you take and do what you do, you're going to get blood from out of that. Two young girls, I just took and broke this down with you. Right here in the Bible. What came after Limach being 777 years old? Let's just read the verse. Verse 31, and we're going to read on down to Genesis 63, and we're going to stop right there, and I'm going to let this go. Genesis 5 and 31. And all the days of Limach was 770 years, 777 years old, and he died. 31st verse, 34 turned around is 13-year-old girl. 16 broke down is 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. So, okay, no, why ain't the 7 just there? Okay, cool. I probably can even go in the middle and find it right there, but I ain't going to even go there. We'll say cool. So we're going to go past that. 31 breaks down to 4. 16 breaks down to 7. 47. What happened after Limach? 777, 21. What comes after the 21? I've been telling you about it. Here we go. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Sham, and Josaphat. Okay. Chapter 6, very next chapter. We're going to go to verse 3. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Something was done that wasn't supposed to be done. Now watch this. Verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his day shall be 120 years old. Now God here is talking about his spirit should not always dwell with man. So he's letting us know that the things that we do cause his spirit to take and withdraw from us. I'm going to read down to verse 7. Because that's 67 breaks down 13 to 4. I'm going to go to verse 7. Okay. Verse 4. There was giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness. God saw that the wickedness of the men were great in the earth, and that every imagination of their thoughts and of their hearts was of evil continually. Imagination, thought, wickedness. Do we see all that right now? Yes, all of it. Okay, verse 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Holy Spirit grieved at his heart. Verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both men, beasts, and creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But watch this. I know I said 7, but I wanted to show the 13 and 4, but I got to do this. I got to do this. It's speaking to me. Verse 8. And Noah found grace in the Lord's eyes. Why? Because his heart was right. Found grace in the Lord's eyes. In the Lord's eyes. 6:8. We're getting ready to come into the year 6:8. Y'all need to get this. Remember, I've been telling y'all that we in the year 67, and it changed. 67 changed over to 68, coming to the year 85. I'm going to go back and show y'all something which is 85 too, that I have missed. And I thank you, Troy Bryars, for giving me a better understanding of the 85 and how that in there points right back to a 5. I wish I could explain it like you. The man is bad. Anyway, here we got the 68. I've been telling y'all about the 67, how 2024 was 67. But remember, we're flipping into the Hebrew year, 5785. So when the Hebrew year changed, that 66 changed from 67, 67 changed to 68. And then next year, the 69 that I've been telling you about. But we're getting ready to come into the 68. Now, God is speaking to us about in this year that a lot of us can find grace, even though these things are getting ready to happen. Because he's getting ready to let certain things just take place that's going to blow a lot of people away. And blow a lot of people away. Okay? Some will find grace in his eyes in this season. And I'm going to end it with that. I know I was told that, it's about the 85. Let's go to Luke right quick. I hope I can find it. And I go and watch the thing that Troy Bryars just preached on Sunday. And he was breaking the 85 down. He was showing how the grace. Remember, I kept on talking to y'all about the grace in Luke. I can't explain it like him. I'm going to have to start following him a little bit more. So maybe I can get to learn the Hebrew in that way. Now, here you go right here. Here you go right here. Now. Remember, I was doing that on the 8th verse, on the 16th verse, on the 26th verse, and I was told to go one up and one down. Now we go one down from the 26th verse, which is the last verse, and we come to the 27th verse. It says right here, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary. Now pay attention to it. Remember I told you about the middle? It's always in the middle. It's always in the middle. Watch this. You got 3 parts to this. Oh, Lord, help me do this right on my. You got 3 parts to this. Now watch this. Watch this. 3 parts to this, right? You got 5 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It got of the house of David. 5 words. Grace, truth, mercy, order. 5 words. In these 5 words, you got 18 letters. Oh, get this. Got 18 letters, y'all. Talk to us, Lord. 18 letters. 17 letters. Ooh, 17, forgive me. 17. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 letters out of 5 words. 17 breaks down to what? 8. 8. So you got 5 words and 17 letters come out of the 5 words. So you got 5, 8. If you turn 5, 8 around, what is that? 85. Who is he talking about? He's talking about the house of David. We know that God has favor on the house of David because we can go right back. We can go right back to Jeremiah chapter 23. We'll go right back to Jeremiah 23. That breaks down to 5. We can go right back to Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. What did Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5 say? I know. Oh, Lord, he's speaking to me. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. What do it say? Behold, the day comes, said the Lord, that I will raise up unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Now watch this. Watch this. You talking about he shall raise up in David's, what did he say? Come on, Lord. Let me back up a little bit. And I will raise up unto David a righteous branch, and the king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Who is he talking about? Jesus. What's been talked about right here? And to a virgin espouse a man named Joseph of the house of David, a virgin name was Mary. Ain't that what it was just talking about in here? In Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. Now watch this. 23 breaks down to 2 plus 3 is 5. Fifth verse, 5. Ooh. Said in 32 words. 32 breaks down to what? 5. Grace. Triple grace comes with the Lord, because the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost is all in one. It's a lot more here, but I'm going to stop there. Not only do you get the 5-8 over the 85 in the middle, because you turn around, I told you, front and backwards. Not only do you get that, but you can find the number 5 and 7 in here too. 57, if you take and do it, all the numbers in here together, that's 5785. I gave y'all the 8 and the 5. Okay, y'all want me? Okay. 27 verse. All right, 27 verse breaks down to 9. All right. 22 words. 22 words breaks down to 4. 9 and 4 is 13. Plus the chapter 1, that's 14. That breaks down to 5. Okay, you got the 5 right there, right? Help me out here, Lord. You got the 5 right there. Okay. Now, the middle is what? The middle is 2. So if you add up the 5 words in the middle, that's 2 and 5. That's what? That's 7. So you get the numbers. Every number in there that you need for this year of 5785, you get there. And what is he talking about? He's talking about of the house of David, of the children of Jesus. I'm gone, man. Let me go and let this go. Come on, y'all. Wake up. Let's do right. I love you. Have a blessed day.